Hello everyone. Today I have with me Dr. Palsatkar, Principal at Dharampet Polytechnic Nagpur, on our program Thoughts on Education by College Dunia. A warm welcome to you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Coming to the first question, you have held key positions at education institutes throughout your professional career. What are the factors that help you keep in connect with the education sector?
Basically, when you love your job, you dare to give, you strive to give your 100%. And that is the thing which I have been focusing all my career right now. I know my qualities, I know my strengths, my weaknesses. So I accordingly prepare myself, train myself to do the required jobs and go for the opportunities coming in front of me and try to give my 100%. That's it.
So energy is like there is something that always keeps you going for the uh, pushing yourself to give something to the students.
Yeah, definitely. I consider myself a student till date. So for sure, whenever I think of any problems which are related to students, I keep myself in front of them in their place and try to solve them with at least the utmost empathy which I can have towards the students. That is the only thing which me personally follow, as well as I tell all my fellow lecturers, teachers, HODs to follow itself.
Great to hear, sir. So coming to the next question, being the principal of Dharampet Polytechnic, what is the philosophy of leadership and how would you describe your leadership style?
uh, Sometimes sitting in this chair needs to be a bit of an harsh kind of personality. But I believe that since we have all seen the principles of the colleges being strict all the times and not trying to connect with the students or say faculties itself, I consider myself a kind of a democratic kind of leader. I'm available to everyone, including head of departments, students, teachers, non-teaching staff, for that matter, peon staff also. So that in this changing world, we have to be open to everyone. So my students, my staff are very much open to talk to me, and I'm rather very much happy to sit in front of them and sit with them to solve their problems, as well as take this college to a new height. Definitely.
So I think gratitude is what you're following, and you want to change the image people have for this seat. Like it is also said that with the great powers come great responsibilities, and
Yeah,
you are being true to the responsibility that's being given to you, and that is with the utmost gratitude that a person can have.
yeah, definitely. You have quoted very well the saying from Spider-Man itself. I am a fan too, and basically, power is not something which has to be located centrally. It has to be distributed among everyone else. So, in this changing era, the students are not able to interact with us personally for since last 2 years. So we cannot go with the conventional method which we had. Student is sitting on other side of the bench and the staff is sitting on one side of the bench. We have to communicate with students in every way is possible. So that's why we thrive, and I personally thrive to get in touch with the students at by going at their level. And I so many times I get Facebook friend request and all from students, but I deny them peacefully, and I tell them that I can be friendly with you, but I cannot be friends with you till I am your teacher. That is the philosophy I follow, for sure.
Okay, that's great to hear. You also want to be friends, but you also want to maintain the posture that we have and follow
Yeah,
some kind of rules that are being laid by the
yeah,
upper management as well.
because nonetheless we are, though we are not biological fathers, but technological fathers of the students. So that's why we need to maintain that, as well as being friendly with them bridges the gap between the student and the teacher itself.
And that is very well said and also very well followed, I feel.
Yeah, definitely, sir.
Okay, coming to the next question, sir. How do you think has COVID-19 pandemic affected Dharampet Polytechnic specifically, and how is the institute trying to include the students as we as it used to in the offline classes?
Yeah, when the pandemic hit for the first time, it was very new for everyone around the world itself. So during the first batch, there were the syllabuses were completed, only revision were going on. So we had a conference call of say 4 or 5 students and discuss their problems and their difficulties, etc. But since last 1.5 years, almost 3 semesters have gone by, and we are continuing with the online thing. So we have done one more thing, that this pandemic has not stopped us from connecting with the students in the ways which were possible in the college itself. We have the essay competitions, we have the quiz competitions. We have been trying to engage students with us in some more ways, like webinars on some topics from the faculties which are not from our institute. Recently, we had an webinar from Symbiosis Institute of Technology, Pune, and it focused on something which is very new, Industry 4.0. So the industries are also changing, the world is also changing. So the experts from that college explained the students, interacted with students regarding a new topic which is new coming form of industry. So the students were happy, I suppose. They have gained some new aspects. And we thrive on one thing, that whenever you are working in online mode or offline mode, one thing is for sure: if the student engages with you, you can very well sense the link between you and him. So that is what we are trying to do. Yes, there are few which join the Google Meet just for attendance, but if you take their name, if you take the name of the student, hello XYZ, are you getting the topic? At least for that moment, he has to nod, he has to say yes, and for next 5-10 minutes, he is connected with us. That is our output. We don't need anything else. We need the connection between us and the student sitting in front of the camera. That's it.
That is very well said, sir. Sir, do you think that the COVID, as in earlier, we used to have the webinars for which if the attendee has to be invited from Pune for the
Yeah.
Nagpur, he'll have to spare his like almost 2 days. He'll come to Nagpur, he'll have to stay here, and then we can have a webinar. Do you think that the COVID is actually like now the sir doesn't have to spare about 2 days. He has only to spare about 2 hours, which will be required for the webinar. He'll directly attend the webinar from his room and give all the knowledge to the students by sitting in his room or office itself.
Yeah.
Also, that can be benefited. We are benefited in the way,
Yeah.
like in the form of such activities.
Definitely. Even for our own development, also, it has been so easy. The pandemic has hit hard for so many countries and around the world itself. But for education sector, if we see it as an opportunity, the webinars, the online lectures, seminars have opened a door to everyone. Right now, also, I can very well attend a seminar or say a training from somewhere, someone sitting in the Oxford University itself, which was not possible at all. So this has to an education sector, there are so many negativities going on, that we are losing the human touch, we are not getting the students attention for that matter. But if you go with the positive mind, you can very well say that yeah, some student might feel sleepy in a class, but if that happens in a physical class, it disturbs the whole class. Whereas if a student is feeling sleepy in online class, he can still listen to whatever at least his sir is saying, and the staff will also not be distracted by a person yawning in front of him. Yeah, definitely. Sometimes we are into technical field, so some topics are such that today also, if I go and attend the lecture itself, I will start to yawn after 5 minutes. But that is not the case in case of online classes. You can have the exposure to the technologies all around the world. Even for that matter, we have a thing called industrial training, which is compulsory. We have made it compulsory for all the students after second year. But since the pandemic has hit, now the students can go for industrial trainings on virtual platforms as well. The industry personnel gives the inputs on virtual platforms. The students can see the industries as well as they are working on the virtual platform, and hence they are getting the insights of an industry which is not even in Nagpur or in and around Nagpur. So that is a great opportunity for us.
Yeah, that is very well. That was very well said, sir. So you also mentioned that we want to shift from traditional to other methods of studying and getting like gradings. So can we see that the colleges such as Dharampet Polytechnic is shifting from the traditional method of marking, such as taking the online exams for such matter, and shifting the grading to at least say about 50%. 50 is given for the research or the project purpose, which we are giving giving some time period to the students, and then they have to perform the project or research, and then they have to present it to the whole class. And also we can invite the dignitary from some other college which can be also called as an examiner, and then give the grading on the basis of 50% for this and 50% for the traditional like markings we are giving.
Yeah, definitely. Even for that matter, it is also the part of the curriculum that all the final year students have to complete their projects in the sixth semester of its diploma, the last semester itself. So this year, what has happened, because the students were not allowed to come to college physically, they created their own models, projects, fabricated some models also. They created their own coding, and then a project are out of it. And the external Viva, or say the final Viva, was conducted in presence of an online through Google Meets and other similar platforms. So what happened is they were able to present themselves in front of the screen for the first time in the semester itself. All the four students were there. One used to say a part, his or her part. Then the other student used to join, unmute, and then say the part. So, and for that matter, throughout the semester, the seminars which happened were of the same category itself. So the students were also able to inculcate themselves with the online platforms, the way which we did in the start of the session. And hence it has also boosted up their morale that yes, we can also deliver a seminar or webinar in front of the dignitaries or say unknown audience also. So definitely it has created an impact, and for sure, even if from onwards, if the situation so arises or say the COVID is gone also, we are still thinking of continuing the same, that on the odd days or say off days of the students, when they are not indulged directly into studies, we'll be planning to arrange such seminars wherein the students will be giving their weekly update about their project on Sunday itself. They will be at the comfort of their homes, but they will be communicating through to their guides in this mode. When they are in college, from Monday to Saturday, they will be presenting their works in front of the faculties. And on Saturdays, we can very well plan Sundays that they can present their work through an online mode. Hence, they will be well versed with the PPTs and all technologies, as well as they will be feeling confident to the new world itself.
This is one of the best ideas I have come across in past many years. That like getting students to speak in front of the audience, which is mostly feared by students, like public speaking skill, which most students in India lack. A kind of that feeling can be developed, and their morale can be boosted. That yes, they can, if they can present the screen and related to the research work, they can like develop their skills for public speaking as well in general.
Yeah.
So coming to the next question, is the institute planning to add any new courses? Like, can we see the undergraduate courses coming in the near future?
Basically, diploma itself is an skill-based program, but to add some more dimensions to our institute, we are definitely planning to start some short-term diploma courses from MSBT end itself. They would be the MSBT and AICT approved courses, which will be supplementary to the basic branches which we have. Say, for example, we have a branch like mechanical engineering. So we will be introducing a course, something like diploma in refrigeration and air conditioning, short-term diploma in refrigeration and air conditioning. So the student is very well aware about the basics of refrigeration in this field itself. But what happens when you go for a short-term diploma, he will be getting something like skill, which is very much applicable to nowadays. Conventionally, we had a way of judging people with their percentages. Right now, for at least last 2 years, everybody is getting percentages to an higher end. Even if you see a student having 97-98%, the student himself is in doubt how I got those 97-98%, or say the fear which we have in our minds that these 2-3 years batches passing out in these 2-3 years would be facing the problem of not say percentages but skills. If a student comes to us with a percentage of 75% earlier when we were the students, if a student is scoring consistently around 70-75, we would be thinking that he is a scholar, he is passing with distinctions and all. But right now, only thing matters is skill. You are an electrical engineer, but you are not able to change the bulb of your house. Can be the future which we are seeing, because he is sitting at the comfort of his home. So we are definitely planning to bring in this short-term diploma courses, which will be adding direct value to their resumes, wherein the student can say, yes, I am a mechanical engineer having expertise in refrigeration and air conditioning, or say, I am a computer engineer having expertise in software testing. So this would be something which is in line with the syllabus or course he is studying, but also adding some extra value to his resume and his personality also.
So, like, you mean like getting an extra edge to like in place of the other students? This is
Yeah.
what the students studying at the Dharampet Polytechnic can get an extra edge.
Yeah,
It's
definitely.
very
Sir.
different from the other students from the other institutes as well.
Yeah, because that is the only thing which we might have also faced while facing an interview. Yes, I have come to your campus for placement. I have seen 120 students doing a diploma or say engineering in the same field. What is that one thing which will grab you the seat, the only seat which I have in my company is the extra edge. So, say for example, our students are, if they are aware with these technologies, they are specialist in at least one thing. They can very well say that, yes, sir, I am a diploma holder like so many others, but I have something, this one thing in extra, one thing extra, which can by which you can consider me as a specialist in at least one thing.
Okay, that's great to hear. I think very less number of institutes giving the diploma courses are following such kind of methods for like new methods and keeping the pace with the that is required by the industry.
Yeah,
So
definitely, sir.
that is very good, sir. So coming to the next question, being the principal of Dharampet Polytechnic, how do you strategize about the CRE programs and plan for the marketing of the school?
Basically, we are since last 2-3 years at least, I can very well say, we are going with two modes. To market your product or say college, you cannot rely on the conventional methods of paper ads or say pamphlets and going on to the print media also. So we are continuing with both the trends. We are conventionally reaching out to the students by giving seminars to these nearby schools, or say in the last year also through webinars, seminars, and these students contact through schools. We have reached almost 50 schools and their respective students. That is a conventional method. But also we are onto the digital footprint now. We have a Facebook account of our college, the Instagram account of college, wherein the youth or say the target audience which we have are also indulged into Instagram and Facebook nowadays in during their spare times. So whenever we think of these platform also, they will be definitely engaging themselves or connecting ourselves with those times. Even you would be surprised. We have never done SEO, so, search engine optimization for our college. But still, if you think and the analytics which we are seeing on the back end now, around 7,000, 8,000 visitors are there on our page, our website through Google itself. So this is just a very organic way of connecting with the students or say promoting our brand, and it is a never-ending process. So we are not going to stop for sure.
That's great to hear that you always have to keep up with the expectations of the students and the people.
Yeah.
So coming to the next question, what are the challenges that you face to upgrade the quality of education that is provided at the institute?
Yeah, basically, since our MSBT curriculum is definitely designed and developed by MSBT, Maharashtra State Board of Technical Education, one thing which we can proudly say is MSBT is following ISO 9001 norms since so long now. So, instead of studying something which is outdated or say which is not in line with the industries, MSBT itself is developing and upgrading the syllabus every now and then. Every 4 years or 5 years, we are coming up with new schemes. The MSBT is coming up with new exam schemes wherein newer technologies which are definitely used nowadays in the industries are coming up. So sometimes it happens that we being teachers also are not aware about the details of the technologies which are in the industry, but it is introduced in our syllabus. So we tend to develop ourselves, we study those technologies, we master ourselves in them, and then deliver it to the students. to quote a very few, in computer field, Python programming is grabbing so much of an attention right now. But Python as a language is introduced in MSBT 4 years back itself. So at least last 3 batches of final year are definitely studying Python as a curriculum subject. So instead of developing something new, we are just making ensure to deliver whatever is available with us, for sure.
That MSPT upgrades its curriculum every 4 or 5 years. But do you think that the gap can be reduced now, since that every 6 months you can see the new technology is coming in, and can you also see that big management institutes are reducing the gap in changing the curriculum, and every new technology is introduced at least per se every 2 years? Can we see the decrease in the gap in the coming
Definitely, sir.
years?
Definitely. Even with this pandemic and all, there are some challenges to deliver those type of contents which were there in the classroom teaching. But one thing is for sure: if a teacher decides to teach and a student is having the urge to learn, there are no boundaries which can stop anyone. I'm also into teaching all right now also. So I know that some of our students are just muting themselves, putting off their cameras to hide from whatever I am delivering. But I know at least out of 20-30 students, there are at least 2 or 3 which are listening to us very carefully. And being a teacher, it is my responsibility to deliver whatever I might have delivered in the classroom itself. So that is the thing which we will follow. And if that goes well, the process which we call teaching learning goes well. Every institute has only 2 things which are important: one is teaching, another is learning. We are also learning from the online platforms, and the students are also teaching us so many things by using these online platforms also.
So as we all hear that life is a process of learning,
Yeah,
this is the funda we are following everyone.
definitely, sir.
So coming to the next question, sir, what do you think are your roles and responsibilities to the university, to the students, and to the faculties?
Um, Basically, after in this new era of technology and all, the universities, or say our board, also has a responsibility as well as the morality of maintaining the student staff ratio, or say the ratio of knowledge gained to the skills acquired. Uh, Definitely, this is a word. We have heard this phrase: input, process, and output. But now the output phrase is replaced by outcome. You have gained a diploma in some field. Say, just now we mentioned an electrical engineer not able to change the bulb of his own household. He is having an electrical engineering degree, so he is aware that he touches the barbed wire or say open wire directly, he would get shock of 240 volts. Is the say degree offered this knowledge? But if he is able to still manage and definitely change the technologies with respect to his or her own applications, that would be the outcome. And it is an old saying that we call a tiger in the circus. If a tiger in the circus is there, you whip a stick and the tiger sits on a table. The tiger can be called educated. Sorry, trained, but not educated. We are trying, the universities as well as our colleges trying to train people, not to just educate them. There is a very good sentence which I follow in my studying also, or say teaching. We teachers say we have covered 100% of our syllabus, but I strongly believe it is our duty to uncover the syllabus, not to cover the syllabus. To cover something means to hide some of the things under it. But if we uncover the syllabus, the students are happy to listen to us, and also they are happy to ask the questions which might be hidden under those covers of syllabus. That's it. That is the thing we follow.
the sky is the limit, sir, for that. And institutes such as Dharampet Polytechnic, such an initiative is very great, not only for the teaching learning but also for the youth in general, and like engaging the students with new activities and exploring and allowing them to explore the new domains of the education they are going through. So,
Yeah.
coming to the last but not the least question, sir, any suggestions that you would like to give to the current youth and aspiring students?
Basically, there is one thing which is very terrifying for the batches which are passing out right now. Everybody is getting good percentages. The students who are studying or say not concentrating that much on the studies also are getting the same level of percentages in the examinations, because it is an online platform. You cannot guarantee the percentages or say, but if we take it in this way, you're studying something around 25 to 30 subjects throughout your 3 year syllabus. But after completion of diploma, while going to an interview or say while working in for your own entrepreneurship, can you say that I have studied 3 subjects which are such that I am able to answer or say apply anything out of them? If you are able to do so, you can very well excel through all the difficulties which you are facing right now. The exams are going online, the classes are online, you might be facing your interviews online also. And that point of time, if you say that yes sir, I have learned this kind of diploma, say for diploma in mechanical engineering, I have learned 30 odd subjects in those curriculum, but right now I can say I have expertise in 3 subjects. So definitely the interview questions or say the focus of the interviewer is concentrated on only those 3 subjects which you are mastered. So definitely by doing this in this era also, you can prosper very well in your career. You have to have only one thing in mind: positivity. Positivity of accepting the changes, positivity of accepting the opportunities, and positivity of believing in yourself. These are the only 3 things which if you cater for, you can very well go for updating yourself, you can very well go for updating or say helping the society and the nation itself.
That is very great advice to the students, sir. Thank you so much.